I'm Tracy Bankston with today's Record Newswatch. More information released today on what has been described as a horrific assault on a 4-week-old child. The details emerged during arraignment proceedings today for Peterson Duchechalier, a 24-year-old City of Newburgh man accused of assaulting his month-old son, causing a skull fracture and hemorrhages. Prosecutors say Duchechalier admitted to police that he struck the baby in the head. He was arraigned today on charges of first and second degree assault, reckless assault on a child, and reckless endangerment. Orange County Court Judge Nicholas DeRosa set bail at $250,000 cash or $500,000 bond. We should be used to it by now, and while it was no blizzard today, this latest snowfall dropped a few more inches on much of the region and was enough to close many area schools and convince officials in other districts to delay openings. Now the forecast of milder temperatures and rain has raised concerns about potential roof collapses as well as possible flooding problems in the days ahead. In Warwick, the weight from the heavy snow led to the collapse of the roof on this structure along Cavelick Road. Nobody got hurt, and the large snow piles have hindered sight lines for drivers, creating an additional roadway hazard. The cold, snowy weather has made rock salt a hot commodity, not only for our cities, towns, and villages, but for homeowners as well. At Foley's Goshen Hardware, the shelves that normally hold rock salt and calcium supplies were empty early this morning, but then a fresh delivery arrived, much to the relief of local snowplow driver Ricky Sloat.
Went to quick check, and they ran out so fast that they haven't been able to stock, and it's another snowstorm coming in, the fourth one in this week. And this hardware store, if it wasn't for this place, there wouldn't be any salt in Goshen.
Store employees say they've done their best to keep rock salt stocked for their customers, but the relentless storms and cold temperatures have made that effort a challenge.
We've had plenty of salt, calcium, but then it ran short because storms kept coming one after the other. And we actually went out, we bought bulk calcium, brought that in. We got more salt in today, which hopefully we got calcium on the way too by noontime. It hasn't been this hard to get it in the past few winters. We used, in the garage out there, we used to keep pallets of it. We used to stock for the village. We would keep two pallets of calcium on hand for every storm for them. Same way with the schools. Now it's tough to get our hands on it.
There is milder weather on the horizon. Keep clicking here at Record Online for the latest weather-related news and information. The theft of cell phones has become so prevalent that it now has a name: apple picking. And today, Senator Charles Schumer was at the Middletown Police Station to talk about the cell phone theft spike in our area and to push a piece of legislation that could help bring theft numbers down. Schumer says the recent creation of a stolen cell phone registry was a step in the right direction, but he says that's not enough.
Here's the bad news. There's a big loophole. The ID number can be easily changed on the phone. And that's the problem here. If you can change the ID number, when the crook brings in the cell phone to the fence to get money for it, that ID number will not appear as on the stolen cell phone list. And what makes it easy is many of the phones have a SIM card. You can take it in and out, and still the cell phone is useful.
Schumer's looking to add teeth to the cell phone registry by passage of the Mobile Device Theft Deterrence Act that would make it a felony to tamper with cell phone ID numbers. From Middletown Police, the growing problem of cell phone thefts was brought home earlier this month when $20,000 worth of cell phones were stolen during an armed robbery at the local Radio Shack store. Elsewhere, teachers have been questioned, but as of yet, no charges have been filed, as town of Fallsburg police are continuing their investigation into the reported discovery of a quantity of heroin and drug paraphernalia inside a faculty bathroom at Benjamin Cosor Elementary School. And police say those identified on camera footage as having used the men's room during the time of the drug discovery have done an about-face and are refusing to provide urine samples on the advice of legal counsel and the school district's union. And the police probe began after a quantity of heroin and needles were found in the bathroom in late December, and a baggie of heroin was reportedly found in the bathroom of the school last week. For most of 2012, state police say John Schmidtline was working full-time in Long Island City, New York. But an investigation conducted by police and the State Department of Labor determined the 28-year-old Goshen man was unlawfully collecting about $6,900 in unemployment benefits during that year. Schmidtline was charged with felony grand larceny and has a March 4th date in Town of Goshen court. For the ASPCA, the search continues for places to relocate the thousands of birds that were seized earlier this month from a farm in the town of Plattekill, where authorities say they were being trained and bred as part of what has been described as one of the largest cockfighting operations in the country. The ongoing work of the animal rescuers comes amid revelations that town of Plattekill police, along with state police and the Ulster County Sheriff's Office, had become aware of a possible cockfighting operation at the farm off Plattekill-Ardonia Road more than 4 years ago, but were told to back off by the FBI, which was building its own case. Among those arrested, farm manager Manuel Cruz and his nephew, Jesus Cruz, a farmhand. They've been charged with the felonies of training and having animals with intent to fight them. And if you're a fan of those cooking shows on the Food Network, then you will be interested to know that students from Sullivan County BOCES will join more than 100 other high school students from across the state in a competition for more than $2 million in scholarships during the Pro Start Invitational at the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park coming up next month. Students will be judged on their creative abilities in a culinary competition where they must prepare a 3-course meal in an hour using only 2 butane burners and without access to running water or electricity. Second competition tests their skills in developing a proposal for a restaurant. The Sullivan BOCES team will be attempting to win a spot in the national contest that's set for May in Minneapolis. The end to this latest snowfall was welcome news for most of us, and finally some milder weather will be moving in. Tomorrow will be cloudy and there is precipitation in the forecast, but it should fall as rain and not snow. The highs Wednesday will be in the low 40s. Expect a mix of sun and clouds on Thursday and maybe the chance of a little light drizzle, with temperatures back up in the low 40s. You will stay connected to what's happening when you start your day with the Times-Herald Record, and anytime and anywhere news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.